Hi, Joe Alton, MD here, also known as Dr. Bones of www.doomandbloom.net. But today we are with Bill Sterrett of Carolina Readiness Supply, one of the finest brick and mortar stores that you are going to find with regards to the preparedness community. And Bill, thank you for coming on, by the way.
Well, I appreciate being with you today, Dr. Bones.
All right. And you know what? We are going to see you at work. What are you going to do today?
Well, today we're going to package yellow cornmeal in an oxygen barrier bag, or what's most commonly termed a Mylar bag, and we're going to package that with an oxygen absorber for the purpose of long-term food storage. On average, you will get 8 to 10 years of long-term storage when we package this way in Mylar with an oxygen absorber. Now, the thing to remember is that's a manufacturer's recommendation on the bag. So in 10 years, if you open that and you have a vacuum seal on that bag, you're good to go. So the product is,
hallelujah.
It'll stay very shelf stable. And simply put, the oxygen absorber, which is ground powder iron, essentially causes a chemical reaction in the enclosed space, absorbing the oxygen and leaving your food product in a nitrogen environment.
Okay.
So, alrighty.
All right.
So we'll get started.
Here we go.
Now, I'm packaging this for a customer, so I have it on my scale. You don't need that at home, but and of course I'm required to always use my food service gloves. But essentially, you want the appropriate size bag for your plastic container. Now, it's important to not only package in the Mylar bag, but you really need to have that Mylar contained in a bucket, because this bucket acts as a barrier against copious amounts of water, rodents, insects. So this is very important to have that. Now, let me see if I can get into the cornmeal here. And generally doing powdered foods, we don't do a lot of powdered products because it's so messy, but it doesn't mean you can't do it, okay? So we have our cornmeal open, and if I have my special tool here, which has been cleaned, and what we're going to do is simply put the food product in the bag.
Is this one of your most popular products that people want to have?
Actually, one of the most popular products is our variety of rices and beans. I do cornmeal on a limited basis if the customers want that. And we'll try to get as much in this bucket as possible.
You got quite a bit in there. You got 15 pounds so far.
15.
You're shooting for pretty much whatever you can, right?
Yeah, I'd like to get over 20 in here. When you use a 4-gallon bucket, on average, you can get 4-gallon bucket, and then with rice, you will package 25 pounds if you're doing rice. And just the different variety of beans, on average 23 to 25 pounds if you're doing beans.
Awesome. Well,
and this is a goal. I'm trying to get to 24 pounds. And I think we can do it.
You're just about there. Bingo.
Okay.
Well done.
So what we'll do is get this tamped down. This is perfect. Now, when the food product is in the bucket, you simply just want to take your bag, fold it over. You want to try to achieve an inch of headspace around the top of the bucket.
Right there.
Right here. This allows you room not only for the lid to go on, but space for the bag to be folded up and sealed on top. So, now, what I'll do next is seal the bag about 90% of the way. So if I was at home doing this at home, I would prepare all my buckets at one time. I would seal the bag 90% or so on all the buckets and get it to this stage. The very last stage of your packaging process would be the introduction of the oxygen absorber. Now, so we're sealed.
We're almost there.
If I had 10 buckets, they'd all be sealed to this point. Now, the last point is then introducing an oxygen absorber.
You can hold that up so we can see it.
These are
I'll
15.
focus on it.
These are 1500 cc oxygen absorbers, and they're recommended for 4, 5, 6, and 7 gallon buckets.
Awesome.
It never hurts to overdo it, but don't underdo it. So I'm a big fan of the 1500 cc absorbers. Now you want to transfer the absorber out of the master pack and have it in your container within 60 seconds. You want to keep the master pack folded over so you don't get air, and your trusty assistant holds on to that so no air gets in it. The oxygen absorber is then introduced into your food product. You then fold the bag, and you want to squeeze the air out physically as much as you can at first. Okay, you get it to there. Lift the last tab up and put the final seal on your bag. Usually 4 to 5 seconds with your iron, which leads to, now this is a commercial sealer. These are rather expensive, running in the range of $140, $150.
Do you have anything that...
Absolutely.
Yeah, there we go.
What most folks use,
I see Revlon on there.
Revlon, right.
Familiar.
Right, Revlon. Yeah, yard sale $5 maybe if you're lucky, or go to most places you can pick these up for like $20. This is a flat iron. The jaws are flat. You're gonna have to play with the heat temperature, medium hot, but you want to be able to achieve a seal on the bag within 4 to 5 seconds using this. So you'll know your temperature is appropriate when you apply this to the bag, squeeze and hold for 4 to 5 seconds, and it will be sealed. This will, the flat iron, hair flat iron, will give you a flat seal on the bag as opposed to this commercial seal. Now, within 4 to 5 hours, your bucket should start looking like this. If you can see where the vacuum has been achieved on that bag, it will turn to that. The better job you do of squeezing this residual air out, the quicker it's going to look like this. But it should look like this at least within 8 to 10 hours.
Awesome.
Okay? Now, what we do is we'll place a lid on this, but we don't secure this lid until we know that we've achieved the vacuum on the bag, just to be safe.
Absolutely.
And there you go.
Bingo. Awesome. Bill, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes.
You got to seal that.
Oh, Bill, you see?
Well, there you
Don't
have
forget to seal your master pack.
Right, or else you're in trouble.
I would add one thing, Dr. Bones, if I could. We like to leave our absorbers in the master pack that they come in instead of moving them to a mason jar, because that's what they were packaged in from the manufacturer, and you can heat seal the plastic back. Just a couple seconds usually will seal the plastic back, and it will not stick to your sealer.
Awesome. Well, practical advice from Bill and Jan Sterrett of Carolina Readiness Supply. It's an honor to be here, and they have indeed one of the best preparedness stores on the market. They're online also at
carolinareadiness.com.
Thanks for watching.
And we appreciate you, Dr. Bones and Nurse Amy.
Oh, thank you. Hey, if you haven't filled all those holes in your medical supplies, go over to store.doomandbloom.net and see Nurse Amy's entire line of kits and medical supplies. You'll be glad you did.